Mr. Owaisi, if I could get you in here, that's been a controversial issue. We've heard Saida Hamid, member of the Planning Commission, in fact, make that point time and again. She says the modesty code in Islam doesn't just apply to women, it applies to men as well. Nobody really bothers with that injunction when it comes to enforcing it on men.
Of course she's right. Of course she's right. I totally agree with her. She's right. I mean, but the question over here is that, can Sarkozy say that no, you cannot wear burqa? I mean, why doesn't he say the Christian nun should not wear their scarf, the Jew should not wear the skull cap? I challenge that French journalist over there to say this thing. Well, what about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? What about the French Revolution? We talked about liberty, equality, fraternity.
Doesn't it run contrary to democratic rights? That's been an argument. Doesn't it run contrary to a democratic right of a citizen living in France that he cannot express his religious identity? Is there going to be a ban on the skull cap worn by the Jews, for example?
I don't think so, but because this, what do you call it, scalpa, what is the word in English, scalpa?
The skull cap, yeah.
For us, it's not a problem, for French people, it's not a problem to equality of women and men. Whereas the burqa, which prevent the woman to behave, to see, to have a social life. The statement of Sarkozy is clear. He says that burqa is against social life.
Right.
That's the main question. Can you have a normal social life in France?
Right.
Can you go can you go shopping? Can you take the subway?
Right.
In France, it's very unusual.
Right.
Perhaps in a Muslim country, you have no problem with burqa, but when you are in France,
it's a functional issue, is what you're telling me. It's a functional issue. But that point, Mr. Owaisi, has been made in the past as well. If I can quote a Daily Times report from Pakistan, it says that the Chief Justice of the Peshawar High Court has passed an order saying that none of the women lawyers appearing in his court will be wearing the burqa because he believes that it actually hampers her performance in court, and therefore the women who are appearing now cannot come with the veil.
I mean, they can wear a hijab, they can wear an hijab, they can wear a bilbab. The question is, he's very clever over there. No, skull cap is all right. I mean, what kind of statement is this? I mean, it relates to my religious symbol. And what is wrong in that? I mean, there are 11% Muslims in France.
Right.
What stops them? I mean, maybe you should go back to France and see how Muslim women are living over there. Nobody is stopping them.
Well, the percentage is 15 actually, the largest in Western Europe. Sorry, the point that you're making.
I think that it's a perception. Modesty, vulgarity are all perceptions. I mean, you know, and so it's really. You know, it's if he thinks this is, you don't really liberate women by putting them in pants and skirts, and just because they might not choose to socialize, they might have their own social circles. In France, the Muslim women. I mean, surely you just can't, you know, put a stick and say that this is going to be our law.
But really, that question, Sadia, that we come back to when we take a quick break, is the sharp reaction to Sarkozy's statement because somewhere it's met with a kind of resistance that one always meets when one is looking for a change, really, in this kind of what one may call as unfair tradition. We'll be touching upon that issue. Confrontational agenda. When we come back, much more on Face the Nation. Don't go anywhere.
I don't think it should be banned because it is every religion has their own traditions and all. It has to be followed traditionally.
I really don't think this issue makes any sense because if the women are not allowed to wear burqa, why are the priests around the world or even in France allowed to wear their cascades and wear a cross across their necks, around their necks, I mean. So if there is not a problem with that, why with women in burqa? I really don't think anybody can deny the right to cover themselves up.
It's a personal wish. If they wish, they should be allowed. If they don't want, they shouldn't be allowed. I don't think there should be any force on it.